cortex in the brain. And experiments have shown with people that we edit up to and sometimes more than 50% of the detail that comes out in through the eyes as it passes through the different levels of the brain, like the temporal lobes and stuff. We put in and take out detail on the basis of what we believe we should be seeing. And funnily enough, right at the start of this reptilian thing, when I met Credo Mutual, I said, what if these people exist? Why don't we see more of them? And he said, because the brain, this is a kind of primitive shaman in Africa. Genius, the man is. He said, because the brain edits out what people don't expect to see or don't want to see. They edit out and they don't actually register it. And this is what these experiments are finding. So, again, even on this level, if you can program the belief of someone, what they believe to be real, they'll bloody edit and create what you condition them to believe. And that's why when we start to open up and disconnect from the programming, go into a process of unlearning what we've been told, we then start to see things we haven't seen before because we're no longer being dictated to by the programming on the basis of what we should see. This is the real bottom line of the manipulation. I mean, I saw this proverb, where there is love, there is pain. Bollocks. No pain, no gain. Illusion! We only feel pain in the brain when we bash our foot. We don't feel it in the toe, we feel it in the brain. That's where it registers. Everything comes up to here. We don't have to have pain. We just think we do. So we do. And now this is just a few shots of the world we live in. I mean, it looks pretty solid, doesn't it? I mean, you know, you got to go to that wall and bang my head on it, it'll hurt, because that's my reality still. Even though I know it's a nonsense, you can still get it's a real challenge to disconnect from it on that level, but people do. But actually, the world cannot be solid. It can't be. It seems to be, it can't be. Impossible. What do scientists say the physical world is made of? It's made of atoms, mate. Everyone knows that. Oh, have you seen the inside of an atom? It's friggin' empty. As one physicist said, I saw in a book, if you symbolize an atom to be the size of a cathedral, things like the particles within it will be about the size of a 10-cent piece. The rest of it is what, to our reality, though nothing is, empty space. How the bloody hell can a solid physical world be solid if it's made up of atoms that are as least solid as you could possibly imagine? Only because of the illusion we're creating in the holographic world we are manipulated to believe in. There's this book, and there's a number like it now, fascinating stuff. I started really reading this after I came back from Brazil, and there's many books like it. Amazing what's out there that people don't mostly see. The Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. And he's detailing how, as I was told in Brazil, in great detail also, how this world is simply an illusional, holographic world of illusion. And he tells a story in there which he experienced himself, and this is very, very indicative of just what an illusion we live in. He said that there was a party his father called at his house, and he brought this hypnotist, because, you know, a stage hypnotist even can manipulate the mind to believe it's seeing a bloody giraffe when there's no bloody giraffe there, but it sees it, he believes it. What do you mean there's no giraffe? I can see it. No, it's been programmed into you, and therefore you see it. This is what the Illuminati are doing all the time, program us to see what they want us to see. So what happened was that as this guy was coming out in this party, but with this hypnotist, out of an hypnotic state, the hypnotist said to him, when you come out of this hypnotic state, you are not going to be able to see your daughter. Okay. So he comes out, oh, hello. And what the hypnotist had done before he brought him out, he was sitting there looking this way, he'd put his daughter there. This guy's looking around, and people were saying, "Can you see your daughter?" He couldn't see his daughter. More than that, what the hypnotist did was went behind his daughter and pushed something against her lower back and said to the guy on the other side of her, "Can you tell me what's in my hand?" And the guy said, "It's a watch." And he said, "Can you read the inscription of it, on it?" And he could. His daughter's standing here. But his mind had been conditioned, hypnotized, and mass hypnotism is what we're talking about here in terms of this matrix and this insane world. They had been hypnotized to believe he wouldn't see his daughter. Therefore, he didn't see, didn't register. This is happening all the time. And when you talk about the body being illusion, there was this story, he tells that in this book, but I've seen it in other books too, of this guy. His name was Wright, and he had this very, very fast-acting cancer. And he was in hospital, and he was given a very few days to live. And he found this drug which was having trials, which was supposed to be a wonder drug. You know, they bring them on every now and again. This is a wonder drug, pushes the share price up, that's all they do it for. And he'd asked and begged the doctor to give him this wonder drug. So the doctor thought, "Well, it's a waste of bloody time, mate." And he resisted for a long time, but eventually he got this drug for him. And he gave it him on the Friday, and the doctor then went away for the weekend, expecting to come back on the Monday to find this guy out of it. Snuffed it. He comes back. This guy's got cancers the size of tennis balls all over him. He comes back. The guy's out of bed for the first time in weeks. They start doing tests on him. The cancer has reduced dramatically. Within a short time, there was no cancer. Wonder drug. He goes away. Fine for 2 months, this chap. He then reads that trials for this wonder drug are not going well. His cancer comes back. By this time, the doctor had started to suss what it was. His mind was doing it. Because his belief, that word keeps coming back, in the drug, was making his body well. It's an illusion. Therefore, we can do anything we want with it if we know and access that power. So he comes in. The doctor started to suss this. So he says to him, "Look, no. He said, you know that where they said it wasn't going well, that was a faulty batch. What I'm giving you is the real deal, okay?" And what he did then, and this works when you look at placebo experiments where they give people something that is not a drug and to see if the drug's working. Placebos tend to work better if you use a hypodermic needle as opposed to putting them in the mouth, because it just changes the level of belief in the fact that they're going to work. So he gives the guy the drug again. The cancer goes. He goes away now for months. Fine, no problem, this guy. And then he reads that the American Medical Association have ended the trials of this drug because it's turned out to be ineffective, and there's no way back now from his mind. The guy was dead in a short time of cancer. This is the power of the mind. Now these guys understand that, and they're manipulating that to sell us an illusion. How does a hologram, this is when I came back from Brazil, I'm thinking, I want to look at holograms. They kept telling me the world's a hologram. I want to see what it means. A hologram, for people who haven't come across that, holographic images, three-dimensional holographic images. What they do is they fire a laser beam at a holographic photographic print. It goes basically directly onto the print. But part of the laser beam is deflected away and goes across whatever the object is that is being photographed. It could be a person, it could be an apple, it could be anything. And once it's passed across that, the beam, that half of the laser beam, they deflect it back so it hits the photographic print and collides with that part of the beam that's gone direct. Basically, not even basically, it is one of them set up in the way they do it. Basically what's happening is the same as when you throw two pebbles in a pond. The waves go out, and at the point where they collide, they are creating an exact wave replica of the two stones, where they fell in the water, the speed they fell in, how far apart, everything is in there in a wave form.